Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Holly makes a scene with Nicole in the cemetery. Thomas placed delineations from him and Charlotte on Abigail's grave. Thomas told his mama that Charlotte was still too youthful to visit the grave. Perhaps coming time, Chad said. But it's okay. Because Dad says you are not really then. You are in our hearts, so that is good, 'cause that means I've you with me wherever I go, Thomas said. We all do. Happy Mama's Day, Abby, Chad rumored. Chad sat on the bench with Thomas, and he said that he was proud of Thomas. How strong you are. And how wise you're for knowing that Mommy is always with you, Chad said. She surely is. But I still like coming to visit her then, Thomas said. Chad told Thomas that they could visit any time. I know that we did not get to be a family as long as we all would have wanted. But I'm really thankful for the time that we had together, Chad said. Thomas agreed. I love you, Thomas. Big as the sky, Chad said. I love you, too, Dad. Big as the sky, Thomas said. In the forecourt, Julie placed flowers next to the shrine of Alice and Tom. Happy Mama's Day, Grandma, Julie said. Julie looked heavenward, and she noted that she knew that Alice had seen the fire and had watched Julie struggle to deal with the fate. It would be a help if you give me just a hint on how to open the time capsule. It's driving me crazy, Julie said. With gashes in her eyes, Julie said she knew that her mama was with Alice in heaven. Julie? Paulina said as she approached. Paulina and Julie wished one another a happy Mama's Day. Not feeling like such a awful mama these days, but thank you, Paulina said. As Paulina sat down, Julie advised Paulina not to be too hard on herself. Your children adore you, as do your grandchildren. As does everyone who knows you, Paulina, Julie said. Paulina smiled sorely, and she thanked Julie. Paced his frontal veranda and yelled at Rolf on the phone about the detention in securing the DNA test result for Jude. After the call, Sloane called E.J.'s phone. When you find out that I was right, do me a favor and ask yourself this bone. Question: do I really want to test the strength of my relationship with Nicole by her chancing out the verity? Sloane said. As Sloane asked E.J. if he was upset that Nicole would leave E.J. For the father of her baby, Nicole exited the house with Holly. E.J. precipitously ended the call. There they are, two of my favorite ladies, E.J. said. With a shriek, Nicole asked if Holly was over for breakfast at the bistro. Holly assured her mama that she had no ill will toward the eatery, and she admitted that the night of her overdose, she had been having a good time before it had happened. At the bistro, Tate pulled out a present for his mama. Teresa congratulated Tate's mores. Perhaps you did a good job with me, after all. I know you were distrusting it there for a while, Tate said. Mistrustfulness, you know, it kind of goes with the job description of being a parent, Teresa said. Teresa joked that she had given her mama plenitude of reasons to misdoubt her. You're my one and only son. And I'll always be there for you. And I'm always going to fight for what's stylish for you. Indeed, if you and I do not agree with what that is, Teresa said. Tate told Teresa that she didn't need to keep advising him off Holly. As Tate and Teresa reviewed their menus, Holly walked in with J. and Nicole. Teresa frowned. Is that why you were so gung-ho to bring me then? Teresa asked. Tate stressed that his only intention had been to treat his mama to the nicest Mama's Day brunch in city. I had no idea they would be then, Tate said. After small talk about the eatery, Teresa asked about Tate's job. Tate said it was good. What are you gonna do now? Tate asked. Teresa signed and noted that she'd figure it out. Teresa asked Tate if he was agitated for Hop. I guess so, Tate said. When Tate asked about Teresa's Hop, she admitted she hadn't gone. Teresa offered to take Tate tuxedo shopping. With a grin, Teresa asked about his date. I do not really know her that well, Tate admitted. Teresa said she was glad that Tate had moved on from Holly. It's not like I had a choice, Tate lumbered. After a moment of awkward silence, Tate asked about Alex. Teresa said she didn't know if her relationship with Alex was over, and she changed the subject. Across the room, Nicole looked at Tate, and she turned toward Holly. I was not born history. You wanted to come then, so you could see Tate on the sly, Nicole argued. Holly swore she hadn't known that Tate would be there, and she noted Tate.J had made the breakfast reservations. Guilty, E.J. Verified. ASE.J, Nicole, and Holly looked over the menu. Holly continued to steal ganders at Tate.E.J. Made a toast to Nicole, and he asked Holly if she had anything to add. Mama, I know that this has been a really rough time for you. And I am sorry for my part in that, Holly said. Holly said that Nicole had saved her life, and Holly was thankful to have Nicole as her mama. Talk turned to Nicole's new job. I cannot stay to read your composition and see your name at the top, Holly said. Nicole suggested that when everyone had settled into a groove, they should go on a family holiday. Yeah, but not until after Hop, Holly said. That is not passing. You are not going to Hop, Nicole said. Surprised, Holly asked why. Nicole argued that at Holly's last spin to a party, Holly had nearly failed. I'd be too upset about you, and besides, you are predicated, and you know that, Nicole said. But I formally have a date. Holly protested. Nicole reminded Holly that she couldn't see Tate. Holly explained that her date wasn't with Tate. When Nicole asked Holly if her nice toast had been to adulation, Nicole up to get authorization to go to Hop, Holly scarfed. No. Because I did not suppose you would say I could not go. My God, this is so illegal, Holly said. E.J. suggested that they continue the discussion at home. Holly asked if she'd be predicated ever. Why cannot you just let me live my life? Holly yelled. Nicole advised Holly to keep her voice down. Furious, Holly reminded Nicole that she had worked hard to ameliorate her grades. You indeed gave me my phone back. But what, I cannot spend one night with my musketeers. Holly argued. Holly complained that she'd miss out on the biggest night of the time. When Nicole argued that Holly could go the coming time for her elderly Hop, Holly jumped to her bases. You're being completely unreasonable, Holly said. And you're making a scene, Nicole combated. Holly said that she abominated Nicole, and she stomped out of the eatery. E.J. advised Nicole to let Holly stew in private, but Nicole chased after her son. What a drama queen, Teresa said as she watched Nicole chase Holly out of the bistro. You do not always have to note, Tate said. With an eye roll, Teresa noted that Holly was rude and that Tate was lucky to be relieved of her. In the DiMera living room, Johnny talked to his mama on the phone about her mama's day. Nothing new to report then, Johnny prevaricated. After the call, Chanel walked by and asked about Sammy. With a chortle, Johnny told Chanel that he'd made a regale reservation for Sammy and Sydney at an exclusive eatery in Adelphi. In Amalfi. What a good son, Chanel said. Chanel told Johnny that she had decided to cancel her lunch with Paulina. Johnny asked Chanel if she felt okay. This is going to sound awful. I just cannot take seeing my mama moment, Chanel confessed. You were just being honest, Johnny said. Chanel admitted that she felt shamefaced because her mama had fiercely defended Chanel her whole life. It's just that now that I am pregnant, you know, her decision to leave insulation and put us at threat, Chanel said with a mime. Johnny said he understood.